Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Energy Mastery TV. My name's Nick Hansinger, and it's Magic Monday, everybody. And I'm really excited to be talking about today our topic, which is if you ever bounce around from idea to idea and you have trouble making up your mind, this is definitely something that you're going to want to check out. So I was having a conversation with a lady today, and she had just said, well, I'm very intuitive. I have really a strong sense of intuition, yet she was having a lot of trouble making decisions to just basic decisions in her life about, getting to her next goal with her business, her next goal in different areas and what needs to happen. And so I told her, and this is the truth, is you don't get to say that you're really intuitive and then get into constant confusion. Those two don't go hand in hand. And here's why. The reason that that's happening is that the mind, and you might say, oh, well, I just changed my mind. Well, let's put it this way. When you get a strong yes, a true, deep, intuitive hit that says, this is my next step, and then your mind gets in the way and decides something different, well, you're right, you changed your mind. But that true soul calling, that highest calling, that intuitive hit from your higher self, whatever you want to call that, that didn't change. That doesn't change. That always leads you to your highest and best. And you're right, when the mind gets in the way and you change your mind, well, what happens? That's when you create confusion for yourself. And so you can say that you're intuitive all day long, but if you refuse to listen to that and take action based on those intuitive hits, then you're not really that intuitive. And I hate to say it that way, but really at the end of the day, that's the truth about it, right? Is not following that intuition. Because it's not just getting the hit, it's following through on it. It's creating something beautiful in your life based on that guidance towards your highest and your best. That's true intuition. When that intuition is really integrated into action, it's not just getting the information, it's a step further than that. So if you're having trouble making up your mind, if you're getting hits and then not taking action on them, what's really necessary is to get out of the mind, because that's exactly what your mind will do. It'll bounce from thing to thing. It'll get caught up in the emotion of feeling this way or feeling that way, right? And it won't necessarily lead you to your next action. Because if you're waiting for it to feel good so that you can take your next step, then you could be waiting a really long time, because oftentimes that highest calling is leading us into uncomfortable territory, and that's not going to feel good necessarily. It might on the other side, but wow, you're standing there looking out at the abyss and not really sure exactly where the whole path is going to go. That is not a comfortable place to stand. And if you go based on a feeling, you'll be stuck trying to make up your mind for a really long time. So it's really about being willing to take that action and to get out of the mind and all the little games that it does, because that's just one layer of it. And we can go deeper and deeper and deeper with that, because the mind is the trickster. It is the one that will make one decision, and then when you start to move and follow in the path of your highest and best, and some of those old patterns start to get threatened, well, what's going to happen except your mind is going to come in and say, no, I think we're good. We're just going to stay here for now because this is a little more comfortable. But that's not really the path to your highest and best. And this can happen on so many different layers, whether it's just getting to your next action step for your business, deciding I need to do this for my career or for my job so that I can be more successful at what I do. Right? A lot of people have trouble making those decisions because they seem like big decisions and they might get it wrong. And if you get it wrong, then what happens? Well, you could be embarrassed. You could be frustrated. You could fail. It could not go the way that you want. You never know what's going to happen there. But I can bet that your mind is going to get into that and make up a scenario and start to get confused around that. That's a challenge. And so then that confusion helps to keep you in a stuck place, seeing what you've gotten at the certain place. Simple. It could show up in your health, right? Where, there's all these different plans out there and all these different things that you can do for your health and your healing. And you go out there and you try to get all the information that you can and find everything. And you try this thing and you try that thing and you try the other thing, but you never really follow through with the thing that is really leading you towards your highest and best, that one that you get the true intuitive hit on, because there's a million different bright and shiny things and a ton of information. And what does all that information do? It confuses the brain, overloads with information, and then it's hard to make a decision because you're constantly weighing a million different things to get you back to the path that you started on when you first set out. Because I'll bet you that you got your answer right away. It's probably within the very first couple steps or the first question you asked, you probably got your answer in an instant, especially if you're an intuitive person. And then a million different things can start to derail us, and we have trouble making up our mind because of that confusion. And this is something that really has to stop. If you want to be really in your intuitive self and really call yourself an intuitive, then it's marrying that next action step, that highest calling, and taking the next action immediately. As soon as you possibly can. That next action might be writing it on a piece of paper, putting it in your book, or it might be going and doing something right then. It might be calling somebody. How many times have you gotten that hit? Oh, this person, they keep kind of pinging me in my head. Call that person. Reach out. Send them a text. Send them an email. You never know where that's going to lead. And that willingness to step into that action is a super powerful thing. Why is this important for your health and for your energy? Well, because when you're stuck in your head and your mind is bouncing around from a million different things, that is super draining for your energy. And as your energy depletes, your health will ultimately take the hit on that, because your body won't have the resources that it needs or access to the resources that it needs to really maintain its highest level of health and vitality. So slowly that gas tank starts to deplete, and before you know it, that manifests into your physical body. And when it gets into the physical body, now you have a health challenge. Right? So I'm doing a whole webinar on this, and I'm so excited about it. I've been talking about this here and there recently, and we're really starting to roll it out now. The feedback on the training has been really phenomenal. And we're doing a live session tomorrow night. That's Tuesday night at 5 p.m. If you're watching this after the fact, the same link will lead you to the next session. So I'm going to pop a little link in the comments there, and all you have to do is click on the link, and it's going to take you to the next live session of this webinar that we're doing specifically on health and wellness and vitality and how to really create that in your life. I'm super excited about that. I'm so passionate about getting that out there. And this is one of the steps, is like, take a moment and really listen to that highest calling. And if it's a yes, click a link and go ahead and get yourself registered for that. And if it's not, that's okay too. But whatever that highest calling is, staying true to that calling. That's the challenge, and that's the highest goal of any human being who wants to be in the creative flow of their lives. To have more ease and flow and grace is to follow that highest calling. I'm not saying it's always going to be easy and graceful, but that is the highest path towards that. So I hope you'll join me for that, and I want to say thank you so much for checking out Magic Monday. Oh, I got a comment here. Oh, Amanda Renee is here. Hi, Amanda. It's my first intuition to do my energy mastery rather than choosing one of the many shiny objects in the energy world that would not have taken me to my highest and best place. Thank you so much for sharing that, Amanda, because that's a really important, I can't tell you how many times I've seen this, where somebody says, I want to do this. I really want to take my next step, and that I got this calling and this hit for energy mastery, and it seems like a really big step for them, and they have a hard time really finding their way back to that, and they get off on all these other tracks, and then once they say that yes at that soul level, right, that highest level, then their stuff starts to activate and things start to come out, and then little things in life start to take them this way and that way and the other way, and it's not always easy to find your way back to that, but it's that first thing and that first yes and really following through on that that is really going to create that magic in your life, whatever that thing is for you. So thanks so much for sharing that, Amanda. I mean, you're so amazing, and we just really, I so appreciate you sharing and being on the video. Looks like our founder Siobhan is here too, so hello to Siobhan. And we're going to sign off for this Magic Monday and say, if you're having trouble bouncing around, you got to come back to where you started. You got to come back to that highest calling, that very first thing that you got the hit on, and run with that, everybody. That's going to lead to way more magic in your life and a lot more fun. So have an awesome week. We will check in with you on Wednesday for Peak of the Week, and we'll talk to you soon, everybody. Peace.